Over the last couple of months, I have been working directly with N2 Manufacturing to create a whole new kind of blending block specifically designed to solve a big problem we have as bait makers. So today I am excited to show you the final results. Yes, it is complete. Show you how it works and let you know how you can get one if you think it would be a help to you in your shop. So I'm sure we've all seen, perhaps you even own, a swim bait mold with multiple ports. You shoot each one of those ports individually. And even if you don't have one of these, I'll bet that at some point, especially if you have like multiples of one mold, you've clamped those molds together and the sprues or the ports all line up and it looks just like this. Well, when using a traditional block, something like this, and you shoot that first port, when you move to the second port, the block is cooler than the plastic, so the block actually seals off. It creates a seal of plastic right over top of that first port, and then every one, as you move down, you're creating a seal on every single one of those. Same way if you clamp a bunch of molds together. That first mold, after you shoot it, you move to the second one, you're gonna create a seal on top of that first one and every one until the end. This is a big problem because what happens when you create that seal, you effectively create a vacuum where the cavity or the mold as a whole, right, when clamped together, can't draw any more plastic down into it, and what you end up with is voids in the nose of the swim bait, or you could actually ruin all the baits in the molds that are clamped together. So that led me to think about a solution to this problem, because I don't know about you, but I don't want to waste any more money. I can't tell you how many baits I have thrown away because we're talking about laminates here. It's a lamination block, which means if the shot is ruined, if that bait is ruined, unless you want a brand new color, you can't exactly melt it down and do it again. So I really wanted to find a solution to this problem, and I think I have with the SDG Multi-Block by N2. See that? SDG Multi-Block by N2 Manufacturing. So in a traditional blending block like this one, this is not the multi-block, you've got the two colors that come on the sides. Color 1 comes down, color 2 comes down. They're side by side. What the SDG Multi-Block does is it takes one color and it pushes it to the back. It takes the other color and it pushes it to the front. So instead of the colors coming together like this, right? They come together like this, with one color in the back, one color in the front. When those two colors meet, they stay separate because we have a plate that goes right in between. So as this color comes in, it goes behind the block, or behind the plate rather, and as this color comes in from this side of the mold, or of the block rather, then it's gonna come to the front. So effectively we're shooting from the front and the back, not side to side. And what that means is instead of orienting the block traditionally like this, we orient the block, or orient the mold this way, and we orient the block perpendicular to it. By doing so, you don't cover up the port that you just shot, allowing it to continue to draw, and you don't create that seal. Conversely, let's talk about what it looks like on a big mold. The traditional block, you would normally do it just like that because you want this side of the mold to be one color, that side of the mold to be the other color. With the multi-block, you're actually gonna orient it parallel because now the front side is gonna be one color, the back side is going to be the other color. But as you have multiple big molds clamped together side by side by side, you're gonna move to one. As you move to the next, you don't create a seal. Move to the next, move to the next, move to the next. No seal, no risk of ruining this entire shot. We're gonna shoot some plastic with this thing in just a minute, demonstrate to you guys how it works. But before we do then, I wanted to cover one more thing, because I think it's really important, and it was a critical element that we added to this block. So picture 2 cups of your favorite colors, one's on the left, one's on the right. You're gonna do a laminate. With a traditional block, it's very intuitive, because whatever color you have on the left is gonna stay on the left. Vice versa, whatever cup is on the right is gonna come down and be on the right side. Because we're not going left and right, we're going front and back, I wanted to make sure that we added something to the block to help you and me remember which color is going where. Does the left port go to the back, or does the left port go to the front? So what we did is we labeled the dang thing. The handle is here on the left. That's how it's normally set up. There is a second port, or a second threaded hole there. That's for the into second generation injectors, the duals, because they're wider. So with the handle on the left, you can see right there, it says belly, and on the back, it says top. So when it comes time to shoot, as my cups are sitting in front of me, I always make sure that the belly color is on the right. That way, when I orient the molds as well, belly color is facing me. All right, enough jibber jabber. Let's get some plastic warmed up, and let's make some baits with this thing. All right, our colors are all warmed up. That was the ding, ding, ding. Actually spicing up the colors from the last SDG Uncut, that June bug over solar sugar. Looks really nice in a swim bait. I've also got the 3-inch crappie slayer out here. We're going to shoot that one as well. Before I pull those out there, let me show you the orientation of the mold so that you can kind of visualize now how this is going to go. So normally when we shoot a swim bait mold, we're shooting it this direction with a traditional block like I've showed you, right? Not what we want to do. I want to find on this mold, it says belly and back. Back is synonymous with top. So I want the belly to be facing me, so that on the block where it says belly, that is going to be facing me. So the belly color is going to shoot in front towards me. The top color will shoot towards you guys. Same way with these. On the inscription here, it says top there, and it says bottom there. So I want the bottom facing me. All right, these are right around 320. Belly color to my right, because I want it going into this belly port. I like to suck up the full draw. Make sure I purge them out so that they're coming out evenly. There we go. I put the block in the front so I can load it. Then I'll purge it. Start in the back so I can see what I'm doing. Pop that one, and you can see I'm not creating that seal, so each one of these ports is able to draw. And I'll go back, fill them up, beautiful, and over to the slayers. Hopefully I've got enough for 2. I don't know, it's 1 cup. We'll try it. Think we got it. And you can see there, same thing. 2 molds. I normally would have covered the one over and caused a big old problem on that first mold, creating a seal when I moved to the other, but because we were parallel, that one can draw, and it's drawing right now. So these guys look pretty good. Come in with some extra plastic, still warm, and fill each one of those up. Well, those are cooling off. I thought I would show you the inside of the blending block. I don't usually do that, but this time it is very apropos because it looks quite different. So here we go. Inside of the multi-block, looks like this. This side came through, ended up just on the back. This was my belly color, and then that side disappears behind. This plate just pops right out. Super easy cleanup. There you go. Separate them. Once you're done, just put the plate back in and close it up. Some of you may be wondering, with all that extra hardware in the middle, that plate and all, whether it's harder to inject, harder to depress that injector. And I can tell you that it is not. A traditional block, the channels that are cut inside of the block are on both sides, which allows lots of room for the plastic to flow through. This one, all the plastic is on one side or the other, but Ron, over at N2, was thinking ahead, and what he did was he cut the channels on both sides, of course the other one on the other, extra deep. So this thing works just as easy as a traditional block, very user-friendly. I've seen really no noticeable difference. All right, these are just about cooled off, ready to take a look at. We'll open them up in just a second, but this was just too fun to not show you. Kind of goes down memory lane for me. I'd like to show you the original concept drawing that I drew up in a notebook. Golly, it's been months ago now. Check this out. See that? One channel on the other side, bunch of notes. Tell you, it is super freaking cool to see something that you drew up months ago actually come to fruition. So thankful to Ron and N2 for even listening to me to begin with. Enough jabbering, let's go ahead and open up the 4.1 Whip Wad in a rather tasty color. But we're not focused on the color. I'm talking to myself. We're focused on how well the block was able to laminate this in that new function. So let's open her up. Oh, okay, yeah, the color is awesome. I mean, but did the block work? It did. Boom, 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 boom. And the last one, there it is. Clean laminates all the way down through. Let me grab a tail, because the tail of the whip wad always tells the tale, as they say. There you go, right through the tail. Absolutely gorgeous. I have shot literally thousands of baits with this block, and unless I forget to spin a mold or I get an air bubble or something, every one of them turns out. Now let's check out the Slayer, 3-inch crappie Slayer. Oh yeah, absolutely freaking gorgeous. Isn't that something? Woo! So good. Just like that all the way down. And the top color. Absolute beauties. So if you like what you see and you want to get your hands on one, here's what you need to do. Down in the video description, there will be a direct link to the website, the N2 website, where you can pick one of these up. But heads up, we want to test the market here before we make a bunch of them. So this first run is only going to be 50 units. It's a limited run just to kind of see how it goes. Hopefully it goes over well and we'll continue to make a bunch. But if you know for a fact that you definitely want to get one, then I suggest you jump on it, because there's only going to be 50 in this first run. Thanks for coming along and seeing this to fruition with me. I hope it can be a huge help to you. I know it's been a lifesaver for me, so if you like it, go check it out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and until the next tool, see you guys in the show.